Welcome back to Cape Chronicle. I'm Alix Gasser. Today I'm joined by Kaed Horrell from Cape Girardeau's Parks and Rec Department. Welcome, Kaed.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So tell me what's going on with Parks and Rec.
Oh, this time of year, there's a lot going on with Cape Parks and Rec. This is the time of year when we're getting all of our youth sports together. All of our adult sports leagues are starting to form. Our parks crews are getting out there and starting to mow grass again. So we have we have 27 parks and 600 acres of parkland that our citizens can come out and enjoy. So it's a very busy time of the year.
Yeah, so essentially when they're, with that many acres, is it one of those, like, as soon as they mow it, they just have to start mowing it again?
They have a routine that they go through, and as soon as they are finished with one cycle, they're back to the beginning and going again. And so, when you have rain like we're having today, that really can throw a wrench into things. So.
Oh, I believe it.
But yeah, it keeps them busy. So for sure.
So I assume that's probably something you guys are hiring for or looking for.
Yes, we actually have a crew of about 13 guys, full-time staff that do a lot of that work. We've actually filling the last 2 slots as I speak now. So we had been down a couple guys for a while, but and then we hire 4 or 5 part-time staff each year to help also with all that.
Wow.
So, yep.
That's amazing. That's great. I'm so glad that you're able to fill those positions too, because I know that's a struggle for a lot of folks.
It sure is.
I know you're gearing up for all of the youth sports, and so what are some of those? I'm assuming baseball and softball.
Youth baseball, youth softball, boys and girls. Those leagues are forming right now. And then we actually have adult leagues that'll go on too. Adult slow pitch softball, sand volleyball. Those are the outdoor ones. We have indoor ones, of course, too, with basketball and stuff like that. But,
awesome. So how does someone get signed up for those types of things?
So what they just want to do is get a hold of our office if they have any questions. Our main office is the Arena Building or the Osage Center, either one of them. If they get a hold of them, we can tell them what they need to do to get registered. So.
Awesome. Yep. And so for that, are you guys always looking for like coaches, or how does that, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of people involved in refs and.
Yes, and over the last few years, it's changed slightly how we've done our youth sports leagues to the point now where we actually take schools, will bring teams into the league, so they kind of get their coaches together and for the most part. Some of the younger age groups, though, we'll put teams together and we'll get coaches together for those. So.
Awesome. And I'm sure lots of people are interested because you guys are also in charge of Cape Splash. So when does Cape Splash open and when does that excitement happen?
I don't remember the exact date. It's towards the end of May.
Okay.
I believe it might be May 24th possibly, but then it, of course, will be open throughout the summer. Very busy for those people who love getting out and enjoying water. That's a good place to go. So yeah, it's open for the whole summer, and they do also have the opportunity people can reserve it for a party in the evening if they want to, for their company or for a family or something like that. So
that's awesome.
Yep.
Does that work for the different park facilities as well for folks if they're interested?
Absolutely. Pretty well any of our facilities people can rent for different events. And if people are interested in that, if they just want to get a hold of that facility, we can help them through that process and let them know what they need to do. So.
Awesome.
Yep.
And I know you guys have another event that's coming up here in April, and that is Friends of the Park Day.
Friends of the Parks Day, yes.
Okay.
That's one of my big events that I help put on each year. And it's one of those that I really enjoy doing because it's a day we encourage people just to get out and help beautify Cape Girardeau. We have, like I said, 27 parks, so we, as a staff, have a lot of work to try to keep all that stuff cleaned up. And any bit of help that we can get from the public and groups is much appreciated. And so that Friends of the Park Day is just one of those days where we really just encourage people to come out, help spread mulch in our playgrounds, pick up trash in the parks, paint playground equipment, just various different projects that we have. So.
Awesome. Okay, so that is happening April
26th.
Okay.
And people will come to Capitol Hall Park is where we'll do the registration at. And if people are interested, they can always call our office now and get pre-registered. We do have a limited number of T-shirts that we give out to volunteers. So if you want a T-shirt, make sure you register as early as possible. Yeah, we usually have anywhere between 200 to 400 people, depending on the number of groups that we get. So it's a fun day, weather permitting, of course. So,
is there a rain reschedule date?
we don't officially have one scheduled. That's one of those things that if we do get rained out, we work with some of those groups to try to get the projects that we're going to do. We do those at different times. But
gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. What time does it start? Because I mean, if you got that many people, I'm sure you could.
Yes, they can start coming in and registering at 8:30 that morning, and then we get them out to their park that they'll be going by 9 o'clock, and we finish up around noon. And we actually will do hot dogs and some drinks and stuff for everybody back at Capitol at the end of it. So.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes. Yes.
So how long has Friends of the Park been going on now?
This is actually the 40th annual event. So I have not been doing it that whole time. But yes, it's been around for 40 years. So.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yep.
That's great. Are you guys doing anything special for it being the 40th?
No, nothing too special.
Okay.
Again, making Cape beautiful. So.
Making Cape beautiful.
That's
right. Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. I love it.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome. So you said, it's mulching, it's painting, it's people of all different types of skill levels, I assume.
Absolutely. And I failed to mention that probably the best part about it is planting flowers. We plant flowers in all the different parks. And people probably see all the flower beds as they're driving by parks. And that's the time of year where we go out, we clean those up, put new flowers in, and remulch and all that. So.
Awesome.
Yep.
I assume it's kid friendly, so if people want to bring their kids and.
Absolutely. We have kids helping every year, and that to me is great to see, because that's starting them at a young age to kind of enjoy being outside and enjoy helping keep their community looking nice. So.
Oh, I love that. I love
Yep.
fostering that idea
Yes.
of volunteerism early and investing in your city early, and that's so wonderful. That's such a
Absolutely.
great thing.
Yes, absolutely.
And then I'm sure you plug, also come back to our parks and
Well, of course, they
enjoy
come out.
all of
That's
them.
right. Come out and see it, and then see all the playground equipment that they can come and enjoy throughout the year. So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you guys have any big projects coming up with any of the parks?
We actually are in the process right now. This isn't a real exciting one, but we're working on developing a parking lot out at the Cape Girardeau Sportsplex. So for
okay.
people who are familiar with that, parking has been an issue out at that location, and so we're developing a parking spot or a parking lot that we'll be able to house the excess cars at. So our staff in-house are actually helping do that. And thank you to the juries for helping us get with some land there that we could use for that. That's kind of the big one that our staff are working on now. But beyond that, it's getting out there and maintaining what we have, because we have a lot of areas to maintain. So
I know you said it's not exciting, but I know those parents that come and use the Sportplex, that is the most probably exciting thing that you could have said.
That's probably true. Probably true.
Because I know I get on that highway and it is packed.
Yes, it is.
Packed.
Yep.
On there. And so trying to think of, so for all of the different sports leagues, you mentioned there's adult sports leagues, there's child sport leagues. I believe there's also something too for folks that may have intellectual.
The Special Olympics, which we don't run those ourselves. We actually have the Special Olympic organization that do those events, but they are year-round, and we work very closely with them. They do track and field, they do softball, they do basketball, they do, I know, bocce, bowling. I mean, they do them all. So people that are interested in that, if they call our offices, we can get them in contact with the people to help get involved with that. But we do help run some of those events throughout the year as well.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yep.
And you guys have the STAR program
program as well. That
Yep.
we do that monthly. They have an event, different locations throughout the year. Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. So, okay, I'm trying to think of all the different things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
You guys are just so busy. So you've got the Friends Day. Are there any other big events that are coming up after Friends Day?
The biggest events we have coming up after that, you know, we have so many of them. I'm going to forget a lot of them. I mean, the one that keeps popping in my head is July 4th, but we have a lot more before then. We do a kids race. We'll do a fishing day at Capahal Park.
Oh, that's
youth catch
cool.
and release. I don't remember the exact day of that, but that'll be coming up, I believe, in June. I believe it is. And we have a ton of events. And what I encourage people to do is we have a Play Cape magazine that we put out, and you can get that at any of our facilities. And it gives you a list of all of our activities, all our leagues, all our special events, classes that we do for the youth throughout the year. All of our facilities, you know, what their times and rental fees and all that kind of stuff. So that magazine is available at any of our facilities to come get. So
awesome. Yep. And I mean, if you haven't been to Capahal, all of that you guys redid, it is just...
Yes, the pond is, to me, is one of those that me and my wife really enjoy. We just love when it gets nice outside, going just walking around the pond. But, you know, there's the baseball field there too. Cape Catfish are getting ready to start their baseball season coming up here before long. SEMO is in the middle of their baseball season. So, you know, there are lots of opportunities for people out there to get out there and enjoy. And Capahal Park is kind of that central park of our community that we get a lot of use out of. We have several playgrounds there, some of our really nice ones. We have some really nice shelters people can use for picnics and get-togethers. And then, yes, as I mentioned before, the pond. Just walking around the pond is really enjoyable. So.
Well, and you guys have a splash pad out there.
Yes,
I didn't know that existed out at
Yes,
Capahal Park.
yes.
That's pretty cool.
We always turn that on beginning of May. The water back on there, and then that'll be on throughout the year. Kids come out, and that'll be very heavily used throughout the summer. Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
So, and then the last thing I just want to share too is if anyone's interested in you know, working with you all, because you guys need coaches or any of that, or I know you guys can sessions and those types of things. You know, where do they go to get that information?
I would say the best thing would be to call our office, 339-6340, or they can go to the City of Cape Girardeau website, and we have the Parks and Recreation website that they could go to and pull up, and we have a list of all the different jobs and stuff on there as well. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited for all the things that are happening in Cape, and I hope you get a huge showing for the 40th anniversary of Friends of Cape Day. So next up, you'll hear